Welcome to the... All right, on our little document here, we got an end of streaming tease. Andre, what are you clickbaiting trying to do, man? Have you ever thought about the day you'll stop streaming? I have. I also haven't. I've obviously been asked the question and I've contemplated it, but I've never had an answer for it. I guess the question is like, when does it make sense to stop? Yeah, I've thought about it. Good morning. Buckle up for an electrifying solo episode that's about to take you on a wild ride through my latest mishaps. It's your boy Ninja, ready to spill on everything from jaw-dropping leaks to movie trailers. We're diving into some digital discourse, and of course, we'll be talking a little trash about the Detroit Lions and why we're just so dominant. We're not going to be talking trash about the Lions, of course, but hold on tight because the spotlight's on me today. Yep, I accidentally unveiled my Twitch earnings to the world, and we're going to discuss the aftermath, transparency in the digital sphere, and my recent Fortnite throwbacks. All aboard, folks. All right, let's start with some of the digital discourse, some of the trending things that are going on around the world. Sydney Sweeney as Madam Web. Ooh, I've already checked out this trailer. It looks decent. You know what I mean? I feel like we're at that point in superhero movies where it's just like we're just rolling out the list, right? And we're just going with whatever's there. I think I'll have to see this. I love everything webby. You know, I love all the Spider-Mans and stuff like that. So who knows? It could be good. We'll see. I just hope that there's like actual discourse. And there have been issues with like female Marvel characters that just seem to just destroy and dominate everything and not actually have like character progression and really face anything this is actually about Captain Marvel. But, you know, they need to be flawed. So I hope that they're like superheroes are flawed in certain ways, and they all have their weaknesses. As long as there's like legitimate character progression and it's not one of those girl power, girls take over the world, who runs the world girls, thing, which I don't think anyone wants to watch, then I think it could be good. So we'll see. New Scott Pilgrim takes off. Netflix series. You see the new Netflix animation Scott Pilgrim series. Thoughts? Interested in it? Did you see the movie? On the old Google here, Scott Pilgrim. Well, literally, Scott Pilgrim takes off is like the first. You just Google that, and then there it is. Michael Cera, Mary Elizabeth, Ellen Wong. Dude, I'm gonna have to give this a shot. I was watching Netflix with the wifey the other day. Friday was one of the days I took off recently because streaming was just getting, in general, it's just getting crazy, and I feel like I was just neglecting our relationship a little bit. Even though we both agreed about the grind and we understood that this month of November was going to be really just me streaming the entire time because of OG Fortnite. It doesn't matter. I took Friday and Saturday off. Yeah, we went on a huge Netflix binge on Friday. We watched Bodies, actually, which if any of you out there are a fan of Dark, if you guys have seen Dark, it's a German Netflix show, couple of seasons. It is a mind bender. It is a mind twister. I highly if you're in a good place, I'd watch Dark. It is a very depressing, there's I don't think there's a single happy moment in that show. This might not be the season to do it because a lot of people get seasonal depression. But if you're chilling, if you're in a good space, good headspace, and you really want to watch a great show to binge, I recommend Dark, or I recommend Bodies. I actually really like it. It's only got one season. I think it's a limited time too. That show is unreal, very good. It gives me very much Dark vibes. It's like a multiple timeline kind of a time travel-y thingy. It's sick. It's really cool. So highly recommend. If you guys end up watching it and liking it, tag me on Twitter at Ninja and just be like, dude, I love the show. Post pictures of popcorn while you're binging it, all that stuff. I love, that's my favorite type of content to interact with, on X, on Twitter, on all that stuff. So I love seeing stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I've been grinding on the Netflix side of things. But Scott Pilgrim, I'll have to give it a look. I love superhero stuff. I love animation. So we'll take a Uganda. But that's it for the digital discourse. There's some other things, but again, we try to keep this drama free. So we're just gonna We're just going to give our opinion here and there on some things. Keep it light. Keep it light. Moving on to the Detroit section, ladies and gentlemen. For all of you out there, you all know I'm a massive Detroit Lions fan, right? We were my whole family, we were all born in Detroit. My dad was a Lions fan for a long time. He got my brother John, my oldest brother, into being a Lions fan. And then John got us being into Lions fans, me and Chris. So here we are, 32 years old. So 32 years later, and the Detroit Lions are not at it again. In fact, it's quite the opposite. They are at it for the first time since like 91. I think the last time they won their division or won a playoff game was 1991. Here we are, dominating, performing like monsters. If you guys have been watching football because of me lately, or even the Lions games because of me, I hope you enjoyed that Chargers game, because what a shootout. 38-38, 38-38, a minute and 12 seconds left. And Dan Campbell is in field goal range, 4th and 2. And like what the old Lions would have done, and it's not even close, what the old Lions would have done, they would have punted, they would have kicked that field goal on 4th and 2 and given Justin Herbert a minute and a half to drive down the field and win the game with a touchdown, which is, by the way, what was happening, right? Both defenses were having a hard time stopping the offenses, so it was kind of a shootout. But no, Dan Campbell goes for it, 4th and 2, perfect design play to Sam Laporta. Sammy boy catches the first down. The Detroit Lions run the clock out because the Chargers only had one timeout left. Kick the field goal, walk off win. Unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable. If this episode is being listened to by any Lions fan out there right now who's been there through the sticks for these last couple of decades, I mean, I'm sure there's people who have been through it their whole lives. 70-year-olds, 80-year-olds. It's crazy. The Lions have always been just questionable at best all the time, just making so many different mistakes. And this feels like change, like actual, proper, legitimate, real change, that Dan Campbell, to make this decision to not give, like Justin Herbert, who, by the way, very well can, with the weapons he has on offense, drive it down the field and score a touchdown to win the game. It is 100% in their capacity to do so. And they were doing it all game. Just an absolute incredible decision by MCDC. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. The Lions are real deal. And the energy's been incredible for me and my brothers. Like, we've just been we're still kind of like scarred, right? It's like we've been through trauma. We've been through Detroit Lions trauma. We have these moments where it's just like, oh, same old Lions. And then immediately we're just like, oh my God. No, it's not. No, it is not the same old Lions. And let me pull up their schedule for the rest of the year, by the way. So right now we have one of the best records in the NFL. We're 7-2. We're leading the NFC North Division. But looking at our schedule for the rest of the year, guys, it is Saints, Bears, Broncos, Vikings, Cowboys, Vikings. So like we beat the Bears, we beat the Packers, we beat the Saints, we beat the Bears, we beat the Broncos, and then Vikings, Cowboys, Vikings. It's like those three are, I think we beat let's say at best, we beat the Vikings at home, we lose to them away. We're, just dominant. We're 100% leading the division with first seed in the NFC potentially, or top seed at least. So I'm in heaven. It couldn't be a better time to be a Lions fan. So exciting. And we actually have some Detroit Lions merch, I think, still left over on teamninja.com, because the Lions merch has been like out on their website because people have been buying so many jerseys. It's finally wonderful. It's finally wonderful. I think, I haven't seen many bandwagoners. And honestly, though, I feel like the term bandwagoner, at least in the NFL, from what I noticed, it isn't being used as much. And I kind of love that. I have multiple teams that I like love to watch and support, right? So am I gonna throw the Lions to the side if one of those teams wins? Like, no, but like I'll have a jersey and support those guys too. But like, you still have your team, your number one, that I will always root for. And that's always the Detroit Lions. Like I do love watching the Saints, but I love their offense, right? But like, am I a diehard Saints fan? No. But like, am I a bandwagoner if I root for the Saints after the Lions are out? Like, not with all my heart, but you know what I mean? It's like, no, enjoy the game, root for teams. It's what the fun's all about. So I don't really think there are a lot of people bandwagoning on the Lions right now. I think it'd be risky too anyways, because it's a way of getting hurt emotionally, and maybe even physically. So it's not a mind game I would recommend people do. So, and I don't think I'm seeing people do it. And a lot of people, there are a couple haters out there that are still talking bad on the Lions, my friends included, right? Tim the Taban and Cloaksy just roasting me that, we lost to the Seahawks. And it's like, dude, the Seahawks were a playoff team last year. And, and we lost to the Ravens, and the Ravens are, one of the best teams in the NFL right now. So I still feel good. Still feel good at where we're at, right? Incredible progression. So something special about football Sunday. So.
With a ninja.
Now for the main event. The main event. Some of you may know recently, but I had a little slip up on my stream earlier. I might have perchance accidentally leaked my monthly Twitch earnings for the month of November. So let's talk about it. We'll also be getting into some mental health check-in updates and what I've been doing outside of OG Fortnite to blow off some steam for these longer streaming hours. So let's just immediately address the funny little elephant in the room that Dexerto and all these little articles picked up on instantly, mind you, when I showed it. I actually showed the Twitch earnings to tens of thousands of viewers. It was a classic oops. I haven't made a little oopsies like that in a long time. But also, I have nothing to hide. And it was one of those things where my initial reaction was to be embarrassed because you're sharing something that doesn't need to be shared and honestly really shouldn't be shared to the world. And yeah, I'm not upset about it. And there's really nothing else to say. I think at that point, you just have to be super transparent. And let's just talk about it, right? I think it was, what was the number? It was 140 something thousand. I only just started making money the month of November, right? My first stream back was with my sub button was November 2nd. So that was November 2nd to the 15th or the 14th or something. And let's just talk about it, man. The majority of that revenue is ad revenue. Fun fact. I know that there are let this be a lesson to the streamers out there who, some who are still on the I don't want to play ads for my viewers train. I wouldn't have made half of that without playing ads on Twitch. So it is very important if you're going to be on Twitch, if you're a partner and you're to just kind of get your viewers integrated into an ad system where it makes sense. It's so easy for battle royales, right? I can play ads after a win. I can play ads after just an hour, just to take a quick break, go take a little bathroom break, go get a water break. You just position them and play them in moments where people aren't really paying attention, or it's they're not missing any actual content. And usually the people who are watching are your fans, and they want you to make money, right? And they want you to be well off, so they usually don't have an issue with it. So yeah, I've been gassing up ads for literally my entire life because I've been a part of Twitch since they were just in TV. I was there during the beta program, and ads have always been super important. But again, I was, I didn't hide it. When people were asking me about it, I talked about it. It's important. It's important, to own a situation like this. And again, my first instinct was to be embarrassed. But again, at the end of the day, it's nothing to be embarrassed about for me. It's obviously it's a good month so far. OG Fortnite is killing it for me. At the end of the day, I haven't made any real money for the last 13 months because I didn't have a Twitch sub button, and I wasn't making any money over there because I was multicasting, trying to get to this point that we are now, which is everyone can stream everywhere and be partnered on Twitch. All in all, I think this is still a win for everybody. And I'm obviously, very happy to be literally getting my largest income back, which was, which as a streamer really always is and will be your stream and your live stream. So, we didn't have to make any calls. We didn't have to do, it wasn't anything. The second I showed it, I was just like, well, that'll be everywhere. And let's just hope that people don't, I don't know. There was that, there's no need to tweet about it. I'm not going to tweet about it. It's literally in terms of scandals and things like that, this is something so small. It doesn't even need to be, addressed. I'm using this now as a lesson to where, in situations like this, when you do leak certain things, it's important to control the narrative, not a fake narrative, but to control the narrative. So if you're ever leaking anything like this, like you leak a DM or you leak a message, and let's just say you leak something bad that you didn't want, that like people, you never wanted people to see. I mean, the first thing that you need to do is leave and chill, unless you're in a very calm state of mind and you can address it right then and there. But, you need to just think about it, not be in like a super high, hot-headed area. Thank you. My beautiful wife just brought me coffee. Yeah, and then just address it when you're in a much more calm and cool place. Jessica and I have been in unfortunately dragged into 99.9% of the time, against our own free will, dragged into these situations where we almost feel like we have to react and we have to say something and we have to make this big statement. And you don't always have to. Like, we've had a PR team for years, and honestly, we just recently put them on put them away, essentially. I forget what it's called. Not retainer. Because I think retainer, you have to pay for retainer. But we're basically we're going to pay them as we need them, if that makes sense. So instead of just paying them monthly, because guys, at the end of the day, like the things that our PR told us 99.9% of the time, and this will save you millions, is you just don't say anything. Like, I mean, literally, like the majority of the time, when you're at a certain level, the majority of the time is don't say anything. We're like, what should we do? What should we say? Don't say anything. What should we do? What should we say? Don't say anything. Okay? Like, that's their first initial reaction, right? Is always, do not say a word. We need to address the situation and like figure out the best way to talk about it. I can tell you, I always wanted to just say whatever I wanted to say a lot of the times. But at the end of the day, like a lot of the times, it would have just made the situation worse by giving the person, more ammunition to come back at you and to make it a thing, because some people are about drama and some things are about drama. And it's like, Jess and I, we just want to live our lives. So like I'm 32 years old. I've been streaming. I've been in this business for a long time, dude. I hate drama more than anything. To be in it and to see people go through it unnecessarily or abuse it, right, to stay relevant and to stay in like the headlines and stuff like that. It's frustrating, man. Like, again, this whole podcast, it really, one of the things about it was drama free, right? Like as much as possible, we can touch on certain topics that I'll feel personally like I would like to talk about from like an educational standpoint. But in terms of like spreading rumors and talking trash and talking about people in a negative way, like that's never what this show's been about. So again, this little oopsie whoopsie with the Twitch earnings, leaking it on stream, it's not fazed by me, or I'm not fazed by it. It was easily one of the most tame things that's happened to me that I've ever leaked on stream. And I think it was like the third thing I've ever leaked ever. One of them being, one of the things that being Jack's announcement to joining 100 Thieves, like 7 years ago. Other than that, I think I'm on a good little track. I'm just reading some of the little bullet points here. How did your community react? How did you navigate that kind of moment with them? I mean, I think the community was just like, everyone was just kind of like gassing me up. So I do think that the majority of people were just like, hey man, like good for Tyler, good for Ninja. He hasn't made any substantial amount of revenue in 13 months, 14 months of multicasting. So I do think a lot of people were just like, go Ninja, go Tyler. So, and of course I wasn't flaunting it, unless I'm joking, with my friends and things like that. But, yeah, man, it's just always stay incredibly humble, no matter how much you make. It doesn't matter. We're all people. We're all humans. I've actually been trying to love people more and give people the benefit of the doubt more and try to stay calm in a lot of certain situations more. And of course, like you can link this, to what I just said, and pair it with how I talk to my friends when we're talking trash and we're just, yelling at each other in Fortnite. And that's totally different, because those are just totally different situations. And those are my buddies and, behind closed doors. And when we're not just being funny, entertaining, I'm not like that. Just talking trash to them all the time. But like, it's just more sort of like strangers and people I've never met, and even people that I'm just acquaintances with. I've just really been trying to be way more humble and just be so much more patient with people. And I've noticed it working. We're all humans. We all make mistakes. I mean, you're going to make so many mistakes, and you have to make mistakes to learn and to grow. It's the only way to learn and to grow. It's almost impossible to grow without making mistakes. So when people make mistakes, try not to crucify them, which is what seems to happen every single day nowadays in this world that we live in. Who are we to judge others, right? We're all imperfect creatures. So it's just how full of yourself can you be? Like you're this perfect person on a pedestal to judge another person ever. So that being said, I love everyone. I love you guys. And hey, we're making money again, baby. Let's go, because that was a rough 13 months. Moving on.
We're going AFK with Ninja. What's he gonna say?
I've been streaming incredibly heavy these last couple of weeks, and the OG Fortnite dropping. Outside of that, how am I doing? I mean, guys, I'm exhausted. It's hitting me. I've literally trained my body and my brain for the last, honestly, 2 to 3 years not to stream 8 hours a day, right? Like, I've been doing 4 to 6 hour streams, and like, that's pretty much it. And that's like, I'll hit my peak there. But I have been obviously streaming anywhere from 6 to 12 hours a day these last like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. And it's crazy. It's getting to me, like, physically, I'm getting a little bit more sore because I'm just sitting around. So I'm trying to use my standing desk more in those long setups. My brain is foggier. Like, I'm using a lot more of my, I'm just more drained. I'm more drained. I'm in bed at like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, like every night. And I'm up at like 6 a.m. and I can't stop. I can't sleep in. So it's been really frustrating. So I've been trying to obviously just blow off some steam and continue to focus on my mental wellness so that I am 100% ready to go and grind again. And that's honestly what these last couple of days were, taking time off. So today's Sunday. I took Friday and Saturday off. Obviously, I don't stream on Sundays because of football. But Friday, I took the entire day and I just I cleaned as much as I possibly could in the entire house. And I did about 6 loads of laundry. And when I say 6 loads, that's a lot. It's like all day, right? It's like 8 to 10 hours of laundry, because some of the freaking cycles are taking an hour and a half. So, I was neglecting Jess a little bit with just how much I was streaming this month. And I was like, I'm going to take Friday off. I'm going to spend it all day with Jess, and I'm just going to do all the laundry for her so that she can just relax. So I did the dishes, I fed the dogs, I did the laundry out, did all the laundry. It was massive, folded everything, brought it into the room, brought it into our bedroom, like just literally everything and all of it. And that was good for me in so many different ways, right? Like, as a husband, just knowing that I could do that for Jess after, she's been doing a lot of the work around the house lately. So that was good. And then, taking care of the dogs as well and going out on walks. Like, it's just great. It's just great. Saturday, we went to the beach. I ran some errands with her because, again, I just wanted to spend more time with her. So we did some stuff around this other house that she owns. Went there to get the washer dryer installed. She just recently got the internet installed there. She's just such an incredibly hard worker. So, and just being around her always is like my perfect reset. So I would say, for marriage advice or couple advice, you want someone that will recharge you, not drain you. And that's, what Jess has done for me these last 2 days. I feel very happy and very energized and ready to go. And it's Sunday morning. I'm literally just at my first sip of coffee. So very important to recognize that you are going to need to do different things when you're changing your life, right? So I wasn't going to continue to not help Jess out and not do this and not do that and not worry about my mental health, knowing that I'm going to be streaming and grinding a lot more, because that's how you're going to run it. It's not possible. I can't double or triple my workload and then like everything is just going to be perfect still. So just know that when you're going to be making life-changing things like that, and for when it comes to work or mental focus and stuff like that, just know that something's going to change, and be prepared to go through that with your partner. If you guys are with someone, when you're alone, it's a little bit easier, because you can just do it yourself, but teamwork makes the dream work when you're in a marriage or a relationship. So, and then that's it on the OG Fortnite. I'm having a blast with it, loving it. Viewers are great. Numbers are great. Everyone's enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. All right, on our little document here, we got an end of streaming tease. Andre, what are you clickbaiting trying to do, man? All right, let's check her out. Have you ever thought about the day you'll stop streaming? I have. I also haven't. I've obviously been asked the question and I've contemplated it, but I've never had an answer for it. Streaming it's evolving, it's adapting. Like, I'm still dominating the top 1% of zero build players in Fortnite and having a blast doing it. And the numbers in streaming in general has just been great. So like, I guess the question is like, when does it make sense to stop? Yeah. I mean, I've thought about it. I think when it becomes more of a hassle than fun, and I think then that's when I'll stop. That's when it makes sense. Like, has there ever been an age or a target where you're stop? I mean, there's never been an age. I don't think there's grandpas streaming now and they're killing it. So I think it's just, as long as I continue to evolve as a streamer and as long as my community grows with me and I switch it up and I stream other games like in the future, as the landscape changes, I think it just has to make sense, right? I can't be a 50-year-old talking shit, in Fortnite, 18 years from now, out playing 12-year-olds. Who knows though? Maybe that will be the content in the future. And guess what? I'm fucking here for it. You know what I mean? 50-year-old ninja still teabagging, just shitting on all these noobs, bro, talking shit. Oh, come on. Maybe that's what we need. I think that's what the world needs. 2050 ninja is just going to be dumping on them, dude. How many years do I think I've been streaming? I mean, oh, wait a minute. I wanted to say, or target where is there a target where I'll stop streaming? I will say this. I do feel like I've done my last hurrah to change the landscape of streaming. What have I done for streaming? What can I do? What ideas do I have? How do I want to change the landscape, right? In my head, my team and I and me, I wanted people to be able to make large amounts of money, get big contracts, and sign exclusivity deals, right? Doing that with Mixer, that was something that I wanted to set a precedent, right? We did that. And then there's multicasting, right? I wanted to set a precedent for multicasting. I wanted multicasting to be a thing, just to do it, right? Just to be like, hey, maybe this is the way, right? And eventually our business plan was that we would get more viewers multicasting everywhere, which would lead to larger amounts of money from our sponsors, right? Because that's the whole point, right? You have a larger audience, you can reach more people, you get paid more. And that's where you would make up the money lost from not being able to stream from Twitch or make money from Twitch because they didn't allow it. So but just the idea of multicasting, right? We've done that. And then now, but also the third, one of our second and third bullet points of multicasting was eventually for Twitch to see the light and be like, hey, there's no reason not to multicast and let people be partnered on Twitch at the same time. Let's do that. And let's make that happen. And we did. That was one of the things in stone and that feel like we've done. I feel like we were one of the really, truly big parts of change for that. And now I don't have any more ideas. I've been asked this, what's next for you, Tyler, for streaming, right? What's next? And I could not tell you. My biggest hurrah that I was getting the multicasting change for Twitch and being one of the leaders in that. And now I don't have any ideas. So I think what's next for my streaming career, for the first time in a long time, I don't have a goal. I'll let you know when I come up with one. But that being said, how many years have I been streaming? It's been about 12. 2011. I think I streamed 2 years after I graduated high school. So yeah, about 12 years. 12 years, going strong. Still loving it, still dominating, still able to read 12 chats at once. And I truly love it. Still not bored at all. Can get through 6 hours of streaming sometimes in the blink of an eye with OG Fortnite right now. So that it just really all comes down to the quality of game you're playing, and just having fun. Because when you're having fun when you're streaming, that's where you get in trouble with your wife and your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whoever, because you check your phone and it's been 8 hours and you forgot to check your phone and you left them on red because you've just been that entranced with the game that you're playing in your chat. And that's kind of where I'm at right now with OG Fortnite. Again, it's been amazing. Is this OG Fortnite the last big streaming demand for you? I think so. However, perhaps not. At the end of the day, man, for me, streaming demand is just, dude, if I love a game, if I'm in love with something, I will want to stream and play that game for hours. So I pray that the next chapter of Fortnite is also insane, which is what is coming. Early December is going to be chapter 5. So I'm praying that chapter 5 is also going to demand a big amount from me. I'm curious. There are tens of thousands, I would say hundreds of thousands of people, maybe even millions, that are now starting to watch me again. Like my numbers are up everywhere. And yes, it's because of OG Fortnite, but also like I gained an increased average of 7,000 viewers for my sports show with my brothers on Wednesday, with my brothers and Kurt that we do every Wednesday from 8 to 10 p.m. We talk about NFL. And before OG Fortnite, when I was going live, I was pulling 1,000 to 2,000 viewers. After OG Fortnite, like weeks after OG Fortnite, I went live in the Just Chatting category and we did the sports show and we maintained a concurrent 8,000 to 9,000 viewers, which is like that is a massive increase. That's 400% increased viewership, not playing Fortnite, right? So there's like people just finding my stream again, right? And finding me again after like, the Mixer deal and the all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. I think that I'm just excited. I'm excited to see I'm really excited to see where the viewers teeter off at. Obviously there's a chance it stays. If it does, I'll be in heaven. Again, I've just been having fun just playing with my friends again. And I hope that they stay. So guys, that's it. That's it for me. Thank you so much for listening today. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you guys are. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Kick ass, dominate the work week, have fun, try something new, live life. I love you guys. Thank you for listening. Until next time.